So I want to show you a progression. And one of the things I'd like you guys to do every day is add a bit of this in, but really observe my progression, okay? And the progression I mean is, so what's important to me as I come down this fence, I'm going to ask this horse to go sideways, is I'm just going to get him going, and I'm going to walk down the fence, and I'm going to let him kind of get looking down there. And I don't want him like suck back to me too much. Like, this is fine for the initial progression. You know, even if I could jog with him and go, hey, go on down there. So in this step one might just be that I want him to get good at thinking he's on his way somewhere. So maybe that's just like before we go for lunch, that's your first stage. Then I'll just let him sit here for a sec. So you let him wait there. He doesn't need to go eat grass. And then I'll send him back the other way, drive him up here. Come on, buddy. Come on, Mr. Ratchet. And then here, when I get here, I really push my hand and push him up and get him to go. Now, that's what he's going to do? Just like that, I'm following way back. Even if I had a 22-foot line, maybe a safer way, so I'm not in a kick zone here. But as long as he's going forward, and we've done a bunch of one-rein long lining, I'm pretty good here. See that he goes forward off of that. So the first step, which is paramount, is that we're going down here and he's thinking that way, way that way. We need that. Now in degree, we don't even need more than 45 degrees off the fence. So at first he's, parallel to the fence, like this. Then he needs to go forward. Then can I get him just, a few degrees? There it is, right here. I don't need more than that. Don't think straight down the fence. So the reason for not square to the fence, 90 off of the fence, is because when they do that, sometimes they're going to step in front, sometimes they're going to step beside, and sometimes they're going to step behind. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to build our bend, in this case the right bend. We're trying to get to the point where he can actually bend around to the right and just make these consistent V's. Right? Then that'll eventually translate into, our circle, where that bend on a circle here seems so easy because he's so used to all of this. So this nice long sideways move applies to your circles. It applies to your lead departures and your flying changes, eventually your change of directions and things like that. It's a little better than only stuff that is so tight and so kind of acute as something like this, because this can be, a few steps is fine, but with Mr. Ratchet here, you do this for 100 feet around this circle, and he's going to be miserable. It's too much him up against you, and him thinking you're doing this to him.